This weekend, the Lakers got their best win of the season. Luka Doncic finally looked like Luka Doncic. You saw last week, people were showing photoshops of him and James Corden, that this is who he is, that this is not the Luka Doncic that we saw with the Dallas Mavericks, and JJ Redick saying it was the first blackout moment for Luka. And Luka Magic was here. It was apparent against the Nuggets that this is someone that can still help a team win a championship this season, that he looks healthy again, he looks happy again. I mean, Nick Wright said he was looking sad. It's not like he was sad, man. He was adjusting. This is someone who had just dropped $15-20 million on a house in Dallas, and he was shocked by the trade, but he looked fantastic. He would play 31 minutes, had 32 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals, 1 block. It was a plus 20, 4 for 9 from beyond the arc, 10 for 22 from the field. And it was clear that this Lakers team got over a little bit of hump. And yes, it is a February game. It is a February game. You can't win a championship in February. But this Lakers team looked dominant at times. They went 123-100. And you had Dorian Finney-Smith, you had Vando, you had Rui being thrown at Jokic every single possession. I think that's really what won them that game. I mean, I'd never seen the Lakers deny Jokic the ball like that. But really the big talk after the game was, can the Lakers win a championship with this group? Luka Doncic said after the game that he thinks that they can, and that is the goal. Luka said, our goal is to win the championship. That's our only goal, and I think we have the team for that. Obviously, the chemistry with me and the guys is going to take a little time, but as you saw today, I think it's getting better and better. Yeah. That is certainly how Lakers fans are feeling today. Yes, there's a little bit of a prisoner of the moment for that take, but still, I think that one thing that really stands out to me about the Lakers is your best player is now 25 and not 40. And when you have a Luka Doncic that just led a team to the finals last season in good shape, looking like the Luka of old, looking like the Luka that we saw last season during the playoffs, yes, there is no reason why the Lakers can't make a deep run. There is no reason why the Lakers can't be a threat in the Western Conference. And I think that the biggest takeaway, like I said, was the way they defended Jokic, the way that they defended as a whole, going zone, going man, mixing things up. That's going to be the biggest key to the Lakers. That's going to be the biggest key to if they can surprise in year one. You remember years back when they traded for Pau Gasol, a lot of people thought, okay, it's year one. Let's kind of get in the groove of it. And then Kobe has his Robin for the next couple of years. And then they just kept winning. And they found their groove early on, and the chemistry followed. And just like that, they're in the NBA Finals. Did they win that year? No, but they got very, very far. And I think the other parts too. I mean, you saw people posting it. I mean, Austin Reeves is actually older than Luka Doncic. Rui Hachimura, the way that he's played, the fact that you get production from more spots than we saw from this team in recent years. So I think that that's the number one thing for me. Can they win? I absolutely think they can. I really do. I don't think there's any team out there that really terrifies you. No all-time transcendent, all-time great KD Warriors, Michael Jordan Bulls, Kobe Shaq Lakers. Those teams don't exist right now. Heatles, LeBron. I mean, those teams don't exist right now. So it's just a matter of, hey, your two best players are all-time greats. You got a guy in LeBron that it's tough to really gauge what LeBron's going to look like in the playoffs based on how he looks in the regular season. Yes, we've seen moments in the regular season where he still looks like King James. He still looks like a top 5 player. Does it look like that every single night? No. I mean, just a couple games ago against the Hornets, missed some big threes in big spots. You had the ESPN stat that mentioned him going 1 for 29 in clutch situations with 5 seconds or less. But now he doesn't have to be that guy. And this is the Lakers team now that has a big 3 plus Rui. You've got offense as no issue now. That's the thing, too. Offense will not be an issue for the Lakers. And then on top of that, you got 3 great shot creators, 2 all-time greats. They're playing faster, too. They're playing faster on offense, playing faster on defense without Anthony Davis. And they were forced to play that way with AD. now with Luka Doncic, it just suits their current roster construction. So I certainly think that if you stay healthy, if the chemistry continues to build, there's no reason why the Lakers can't win a championship. And yes, Jackson Hayes, that's your essentially only lob threat. It doesn't look great for sure, but Doncic is such a great player that he just changes the conversation on everything. He just truly, truly does. So the answer is yes for me, but I'm bringing a Noel Sanchez. Noel, you saw the game. A lot of hype about the Lakers, a lot of prisoner of the moment. That's what happens in Lakerland. But can this Lakers team, led by Luka Doncic, LeBron James, compete for a title in year one with this group?
I think they absolutely can. I think this past game was a great telling of what this team could look like on a big stage against a team that has had recent historic success against the Lakers. I mean, there was like a 9-0, 10-0 streak that this team was on against LA, and it was just getting embarrassing. But you bring in Luka, someone who admitted that it hasn't been the easiest for him to maneuver from Dallas to LA right away. But at the end of the day, he's a big game player. He's ready to show up for these big moments. And you take a look at the Western Conference right now, you have teams at the top of the standings that haven't necessarily had enough experience in the postseason to really say that they're going to be the favorites to win the title. You have an OKC Thunder who are young, who are still getting their reps in. You have a Houston Rockets team who has young stars, but still haven't really proven anything. You also have Memphis Grizzlies who, as great as John Moran is, as great as the system they built around Jaren Jackson Jr. is, we saw them lose to the Cleveland Cavaliers yesterday. We saw them not be able to make shots down the stretch and really win these ball games. So I don't think any team in the West wants to see the Lakers at any point in the playoffs. I think it's going to be scary to see a Luka that's in shape, that has been able to adjust to JJ Redick's system, that is making the most of his wings. And I absolutely think that the Lakers have a decent shot to really compete, at least make a Western Conference Finals, and see where they stand among the rest of the West right now with a roster that is still going to be worked on this offseason. It would have been amazing to have Mark Williams. I think Mark Williams would have averaged the easiest 18 to 20 points of his life playing with Luka, playing with LeBron. But I think it's going to be super interesting. I'm really excited to see how this team comes together and how Austin Reeves continues to build off of his off-ball movement with LeBron and Luka.
Absolutely. I mean, all great points. I think you mentioned the Mark Williams thing. Hey, give me Dalton Connect that actually is playing versus a Mark Williams that has missed over 60% of the games in his career. I think the biggest question that the Lakers have now is just the buy-in from LeBron and his willingness to give the keys to this Lakers franchise to Luka Doncic. I mean, Rich Paul mentioned it on a podcast that had they known of this potential trade, it probably would not have gone down. And the fact that they worked in stealth and were able to pull something off, LeBron realizes that this really is his best chance to win a championship. The truth is, Luka Doncic is a better player than Anthony Davis. The better players you have, the better chance you have to win a championship. Now the next step for LeBron is to be okay with the ball in Luka's hands. I think the interesting thing was Luka's usage rate was extremely high, and he played just 31 minutes. So the Lakers are realizing that the ball in Luka's hands is their path to postseason success. And JJ Redick said it after the game, said, hey, that's the Luka I know. He said that in front of the team, pointing that out. And he also said, I think Luka needs to be the guy that controls the offense and brought in AR, Austin Reeves, because we're going to stagger everybody. They're going to have their times to be on the ball, but all three of those guys are very intelligent basketball players, and we can create mismatch. We can also put teams in a blender. So they're looking to create mismatches. They're looking to put teams in a blender, and you do that by having your 25-year-old superstar with the ball in his hands and not the 40-year-old superstar. So that is the biggest thing. And I think the other thing, too, is Darvin Ham to JJ Redick. I want to just put this on record right now. I want to take this L sooner than I have to. I want to write this apology form to JJ Redick. I was a massive doubter. I said, okay, LeBron is hiring his buddy, his podcast friend, and you're making this podcaster the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Is he really going to put in the time, the effort, to hire the right staff, to make in-game adjustments, to not get worn down by one of the biggest pressure cooker jobs in all of professional sports, and that is being the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers? JJ Redick has got an A so far. An A for the way he's navigated some injuries early on, the way that he has kept LeBron James completely engaged, and now with Luka Doncic, he's got a guy that can take this team to the next level. And I love what he said about not sleeping after the Portland game. He said, quote, I pretty much haven't slept since we walked off the court in Portland. I just spent a lot of time in this game. Our staff spent a lot of time in this game. I envision our guys playing hard. They played harder than I could have envisioned. They battled tonight. Luka was great. He controlled the game when he had the ball in his hands, made some great decisions. So to hear that from your first-year head coach, it looks like Luka is special. It looks like Redick is special. It looks like this group together has the potential to do something special in year one. And you look at the success they've had so far and the fact that they're right near the top in the Western Conference. Just an update, they're only 2 games behind the Memphis Grizzlies, who lost Sunday. The Wolves lost Sunday. Lakers are closer to the 2-seeded team, the Grizzlies and the Nuggets, than the T-Wolves at 7. I mean, it's been a long time since we've been able to say that. And you're 4.5 games up of the Wolves, 3.5 games up of the Clippers. You still play the Clippers a few more times. So from a seeding standpoint, they're in a pretty decent spot.